although it probably kind
We need to practice though. I mean, we've got to practice. Can't just really.
Is it live?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna call this public hearing to order. It is 6:31, June 11th, 2024. Has everybody signed the sign-in sheet? Everybody signed the sign-in sheet? Chief? Please make sure you sign the sign-in sheet. Do we have any citizens input? No. So we can move right on to 4, which is the public hearing. So 4A is replat. Yeah. So it's 216 Kingsbridge Road. Property ID is 238503. Legal description is S2157. B Tree Investment. It's lot 7 and it is 1 acre. It's zoned SF2. And they're requesting for that to be split into 4 lots, which is going to make them 0.25 acres, I'm guessing. Right?
About a quarter acre.
So 0.25 each.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is 4B. It's a replat for 700 Hillside Drive. Property ID is 47955. Legal description is S3625, Indian Oaks Edition, Block 3, Lot 32, and that one is 0.1491 acres. And also 704 Hillside Drive, property ID 47954. Description is S3625, Indian Oaks Edition, Block 3, Lot 31, and that is 0.1452 acres. And that one is also zoned SF2, and the request for that one is to combine it into 1 lot. And then 4C is also a replat. Public hearing for that one is, the address is 1052 East Highway 276. Property ID is 26308. The legal description is A0418 Hassel Zachariah Tract 3. And that one is 2 acres. It is zoned commercial. The request is to replat it into 2 individual lots and donate the property that is on Blaylock Road that is situated on the city of West Tawakoni and donate that portion to the city. That is the road portion. And then the other side of Blaylock Road, which is going to be east of Blaylock Road, the church located at 1056 East Highway 276, they would donate that portion of that land to the church. Does anybody have any discussion or anything like that?
Who is the they that's donating this property?
So that is going to be the property owner, which is
It's Greg
he's not.
Sprinkle.
Greg
Greg
Sprinkle. Greg Sprinkle. Yep.
Oh, I saw that.
It's that's all this in all this stuff. Just not listed here. So do we have any other discussion or anything like that on these? You guys got any questions about them? No? Leon?
I'm good.
No? Okay, so there's there's the property owner right there.
Sorry, long drive from Fort Worth.
I was looking, I should have lifted my glasses up and I'd have known, but I looked at my glasses, that was the issue. I can't see that far with glasses.
Crazy, huh?
Okay, so if there's no other action or discussion or anything on those, then I guess we will adjourn the public hearing and then we'll fire back up at our regular time at 7 p.m.
We
So
discussed it a couple times.
we can adjourn at 6. No. We adjourn at 6:35 if you can.
Motion to close.
You don't have, not for public hearing.
These things later.
40.
6:35.
Yeah, I'm done on it.
I'll start the meeting at 6:45.
6:45, so we don't
I
have to
will,
sit here.
don't tell me, I just do.
You're talking about the public hearings?
Yeah.
We do this
That
every
would take
time.
We sit here for 20-25 minutes.
I think we've had
6:45, then we'll come.
maybe every once in a while we'll have one that'll take on.
It's just
Well, you can
sometimes
probably just.
they actually have questions
Right.
and they can go further, which is
Yeah.
how we do.
I'm getting, think you don't like
Ready?
You got a slide, Mike? All right, guys, we're gonna call a regular session meeting to order. It's 7 PM, June 11th, 2024. If you would all stand for invocation and pledge allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us the opportunity to meet together as a community to try to help and better the lives of our citizens. Please watch over all our city employees, our public works, and the first responders, and make sure everyone gets home from this meeting safely. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any announcements? No announcements, anybody? Anything special going on? Yes, ma'am. Well, just announcements.
We are having movies in the park on Saturday at about dark 30.
This Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you guys doing it in the lower part, in the valley part of it?
Yeah.
Just know we're doing everything we can to try to mow it.
Well, I'll probably have, where it starts to go down,
Yeah,
probably have them up on the higher cars, so there's.
That's-
we stuck 2 mowers down there trying to get in there and mow it, so, but it should be dry.
15th,
Yes,
Oh, dark 30.
yes.
dark 30.
I'll be there about 8:30, but we don't know because it's the first time of the year, so we don't know when
We'll
it's
write
gonna
down
start getting dark.
I like that.
I wrote down dark 30.
And on Friday at 6 o'clock, the service clubs are gonna be on the flag memorial at City Park.
In the same place.
Is that where they dispose of flags and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure it's prepared.
All right.
Which Thursday is that?
Friday, this Friday.
Right, this Friday. They usually do, you said 6, Chief?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody
Any other
cares
announcements?
which movie?
Yeah, so it's gonna be. All creatures, big and
How much is
small.
popcorn gonna be?
All creatures, big and
What's your
small?
plan?
Yes, it's an animated.
Good question. I should-
I did put a thing on the West Tawakoni Facebook about it.
Okay, cool.
It's a great story.
No other announcements? That's it?
Love it.
We'll move on to citizens input for agenda-related items, and I think we have one, Ms. Allison
Well,
Bell.
actually, mine is just that I'm gonna be here to answer questions if any of the council have a question
Okay.
when it comes to that.
Okay, so you,
Yeah.
that's it?
Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no big deal. No other citizens input, I only had that one, so we should be good there. We'll move on to number 6, consent agenda items. That's going to be 6A through M. Does anybody have any questions on those things?
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda A through M.
Second, so we got a motion made by Leon, seconded by Chris. All in favor?
Leon Meyer.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Motion passed across the board. All right. So we'll move on to new business. It's gonna be 7A. This is coming back from our public hearing that we had. So discussion and or take action to approve or deny the replat of 216 Kingsbridge Road. Property ID is 238503. Legal description is S2157 B Tree Investment, Lot 7, and it's 1 acre. It is zoned SF2, and the request was to split that into 4 lots. So that would be 4 quarter-acre lots. Does anybody have any questions about that? Don't have time to look at all the stuff in the packet about it.
I know the answer, but I would like to hear from the P and Z if there's anybody here.
I don't think we have
P and
anybody.
Z was unanimous approval.
So it's staying SF2, it's just splitting into 4 lots.
Right.
Yes.
And then the plan is to build on those 4 individual lots, correct?
Yeah, it's 400 feet of frontage road there, so
Right.
just to give more options.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you split them up, you could sell maybe one rather than,
Yeah, I mean, the
one of the 4
previous
rather
lots
than
were
one.
very deep and long.
Right.
This one has the Lake Fair Drive
Mhm.
frontage. If you see the service from here, there's also several smaller lots across the street from it. There's the electric easement, of course, the utilities and maybe future curbs takes into consideration
Right.
inside the survey. Well,
Is that the plan though, to split them up to sell?
that's the replat of a replat. Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the replat.
I'll second.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon.
Leon Myers.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Motion passes across the board. We'll move to 7B. Discussion and take action to approve or deny resolution 396-06-11-2024.
P and Z approved all 3 replats
It is.
unanimous.
She would walk
Say it
us
again?
through it.
P and Z was unanimous approval on all 3 replats.
Oh, I see.
So this is the
Yeah.
resolution for the replat of property located at 216 Keys. It's basically a backup.
Yeah, that's all it is. This is back up what we just did.
It's just a backup.
I make a motion, we approve the resolution 396-06-11-2024.
I'll second.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon.
Leon Myers.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Did you have questions on that?
No, okay.
Okay, now we'll go to 7C, discussion and or take action to approve or deny a replat for 700 Hillside Drive. Property ID is 47955, legal description is S3625, Indian Oaks Edition, Block 3, Lot 32. This is a .1491 acre tract. And 704 Hillside Drive, property ID 47954, legal description is S3625, Indian Oaks Edition, Block 3, Lot 31. This is a .1452 acre tract. These are SF2 zoned, and the request is to combine them into one lot. It's gonna make it a little over a quarter acre lot, somewhere in there. Anybody got any questions on that one? This one?
No questions. I'll make a motion, we approve the replat.
What did P and Z have?
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon. Votes.
Leon Myers.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Okay, so that takes us to 7D, which is the resolution for that replat. That resolution is 397-06-11-2024. So we need a
I make a motion, we approve the resolution 397-06-11-2024.
I'll second.
motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon. Trade on that one.
Leon Myers.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
All right, so this is going to take us to item 7E, and that is the property that is at 1052 East Highway 276. So this is discussion and or take action to approve or deny a replat on 1052 East Highway 276. The property ID is 26308, and the legal description is A0418 Hazel Zachariah Tract 3. It's going to be a 2-acre tract, and it's zoned commercial. And the request is to replat it into 2 individual lots and donate the property that is on Blaylock Road to the city. And then the other property that is east of Blaylock Road is going to be donated to the church. Does everybody understand what's going on with that? We've talked about it before in a council meeting. So, do we got any questions on it?
I'll make a motion, we approve 7E with the replat and all the donations.
I got a second.
I'll second.
Motion made by Leon, seconded by Jack. We got some votes.
Leon Meyer.
Kevin Featherston
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
passes across the board, and that'll take us to item 7F, which is going to be the resolution for that one. Is discussion and or take action to approve or deny resolution 3970611/2024.
Make a motion to approve 3806/11/2024.
You said 397.
398.
I said 398 though.
Oh,
398.
did I say, I was reading 397. She corrected.
I'll second.
Motion made by Jack, seconded by Leon.
Leon Meyer.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Good catch, Leon. All passed across the board. So that takes us to Ms. Allison Bell at 7D. Does anybody have any questions on this? To discussion and or action to approve or deny EDC granting AMVETS $8,000 for a new air conditioning unit? Anybody got any questions?
I was messaging with Pam earlier, so I just wanted clarification since y'all are here. So a loan to Fat Cats was a loan, and this is a grant. So just walk us through that.
Okay, so Fat Cats did have both a grant and loan. It was contingent on their employment and how many they kept employed from the city. As far as, I wasn't really back at that time, so I can't really speak to all of that.
Yeah.
But as far as this goes, the grant would be for $8,000 because they have a wall. They were looking to get into a new place.
Right.
We have done our whatever we could to help find them another place.
Yeah.
That's just out of their means at the moment. So what we have done is I went and looked for grants that were available from the state for other government areas. And the ones that were available are no longer available, and they're not sure if they're going to be coming back at the beginning of the year because of funding. So it would just be determined on that. That doesn't mean that they would even qualify. It's just that they're not available. So they have a wall that is, right now it has a window unit that's about this big by about this big. It is pulling their wall down, and it is an outside wall. It's one of their main walls. Without being able to get a regular air conditioning unit, it's just going to continue to pull that wall down. It's shifting everything off of the foundation, and when we have engineers out, if something's not done, then they're just going to have to demolish. Like I said, they said that they don't have enough to just start over and start fresh right at the moment. They can try to save up for that later, but right now they're looking at least trying to get that load off of that wall so that it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
And so the AC answers one problem, but they still have foundation and the wall is new.
Right, they will eventually have to move or tear down and start over. They are looking for a track that's down the road. Where they're at with that, I'm not exactly sure. The unit that they would be getting would be able to move with them.
Okay, and so I know that they do a lot of charitable stuff, and Pam mentioned some stuff too, but the majority of their income is alcohol sales, so they were not, they didn't
No,
have
not
something in the
necessarily,
position to
because
do.
they do have on the Friday nights, They do, steak night, and they do a lot of sales on that. I can vouch for that, because I'm there almost every Friday. There's a lot of people that come in. And they also do other events, like this past weekend, they had one, where you go in and buy plates of chicken and sausage and all of that. So they do get a lot of money from that.
You know the percentage of alcohol to food?
I don't have that on me. I can call him if you want. They have their regular meeting tonight too, so he did say that if you needed, answers to a question I didn't have, that we can call him, he can step out.
And then from your top of the engineer, like how long would that wall hold?
If you take the load off that wall, it's gonna hold up for a lot longer than if we don't. Nobody can really tell exactly how long that's gonna be.
But it's not like in a position where it is going to fall down in the next 6
Year or so
months?
now.
Okay, thank you.
What engineer firm looked at this?
Okay, so it wasn't actually, the engineer that he had. I had a guy out of, do you know where it was? I want to say Kaufman County, yeah, but I could be wrong on that. Anyways, they come out and do free inspections and the whole evaluation of the foundation. And when he did come out, Justin, the guy that did come out, said that he wouldn't suggest trying to just piece together repairs underneath on the foundation because of the way that it was built. There's not the correct beams of concrete under there. So if they went in and started trying to remove any of it, then that would cause a lot more issues than there already is.
So this is basically like a large portable air conditioner, I guess.
Like a mini split?
What they're looking for is a 5-ton regular unit, outside unit. Instead of what they have, because what they have is what should be a window unit, like a commercial window unit, but it's actually on their cinder block wall. And it's so heavy
Yeah,
that it's just pulling the
It's
wall.
what you see on some of these
Yeah.
job trailers and stuff on the end walls.
Right.
I mean, I've ate steaks there too. So.
Yeah.
But you said that they would be able to take this unit with them, so I guess their plan would be, is this like a conventional air conditioning unit? That's, when you said they could take it with them, that's why I was thinking maybe it was a big portable or something.
Yeah.
Not
because
portable, I mean, but
production
you can
all
move
that,
your
yeah.
units. You can take your units wherever you want. The outside units, they're not like bolted into the ground or.
What about the ductwork?
Yeah, but
The
I mean,
ductwork wouldn't obviously probably go with them. I mean, depending on how long or how old it was, it probably could.
the only reason why I was asking is because that was, I understood what you said, and I was thinking that was a great idea, that they knew that they weren't gonna be there very long, or they knew that there was,
Right. I
doom
mean,
and
it's
gloom
not a
down.
portable unit
Yeah.
per se, but it is a unit that you can just pick up and move with you. The ones like you get at Home Depot, the Lowe's, a 5-ton unit.
I hate that, because I mean, yeah, you can take anything from anywhere. right? But this is more like an actual permanent style unit. My thoughts were, when you said that, I was like, well, that's cool, that's thinking ahead.
But, and it's not just the outside unit, there's an inside unit, there's ductwork.
Ducking, so-
It's not
Well,
that
they're not
simple.
doing the
They're not
inside.
gonna do all
They're
that.
not doing the inside already has that, is in place. Whenever that outside unit had gone bad many months ago, they went with
So they
that.
have a
temporary
system there
anchor.
now.
They already have that system and
Yes.
everything probably.
Yeah,
So the air handler inside still works?
yes. They have a guy that actually, he called me earlier today to let me know that, the guy that he has been speaking to is gonna do it turnkey, everything will be done. There will be nothing left for him to have to do with the quote that we already have.
What do
So
they,
that
what do
means
they
like-
do for heat? Excuse me.
Sorry?
What do they do for heat?
I really don't know what they're doing for you at the moment. It's a good question.
I'm sorry.
I can call and ask him.
Yeah, so like, I'm just imagining window unit leaves a big hole, so is this 8,000 also doing the repair of this wall?
Right.
To the extent where
Right,
it's
he said everything would be turnkey, it'd be done, there wouldn't be a hole in the wall, that it would be finished.
Okay, and it's gonna be like to code where it's not just plywood up on the wall?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
What would have to be, they'll have to have permits and inspections.
Right.
It's structural and it's HVAC, so it's two separate permits. Bureau Veritas will be the ones that come out and do the inspections on it.
How many quotes did they get, or did y'all, I don't know who got the
They
quotes.
brought us three
They do
different quotes.
And I'm only asking in case
Right, and one of them with
others
the,
ask, right?
the added like ductwork and stuff, and it was higher than the one that
and shows.
But, I mean, that's good. If they got
And it
free
comes
public,
with everything.
like, anybody that ever asks, if somebody, say, watching was to ask, and say,
Right.
oh, well, now we got one quote.
No.
Was that?
Yeah, we made sure to go over that in our meeting as well, and we went line by line on what their quotes were and whatnot.
Okay, and sorry, one more question. Pam, I don't remember when you and I talked about this. Do they own that land or are they renting?
They own.
They own partial. The parking lot area is not completely theirs, like they
Yeah, that's
own
on
to
this.
the wall,
Right.
outside wall, and
Yeah.
the city owns the parking lot. The city has allowed them to.
It's just already.
Use that.
So the actual structure and then the, what is it, a storage unit or something in the front, they own all of that property?
I don't think
The
they own the
storage unit, somebody
storage,
separate.
just the
Where they
building
sold it.
and the land that the building sits on.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, or is there any? Anybody got a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the grant for the EDC to the Amvest for $8,000 for a new air conditioning unit.
Got a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Leon, seconded by Chris. Got votes?
I would just like to
Yeah,
add
mine.
that, you know, they do a lot for our community. They do get over like 240,000 a year that they put back into the local community and provide for, you know, the veterans that have come back from war. They really just need this so that until they can afford to save up and get somewhere new, they're not gonna have that wall come down on them. They still need to be able to have a place to do it.
Hopefully they can get it changed up pretty quickly. We had a motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon, if I remember correctly.
That way.
Right.
All the way around, Leon voted it.
Thank
I'll say yes. Kevin Feathers.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Motion passed across the board. So we got, number 8, so that's going to be Ms. Pam Reed to present a letter regarding medical facility from, I'm not going to say.
Saeed
Okay.
Al-Mahdi.
Thank you, appreciate your help.
Okay, so, sorry. This gentleman is an oral surgeon, and he is out of Houston. And he wants to come to our town and build a medical facility. He wants to bring a doctor, a pharmacy, his oral surgeon business here. And what he did was he wants a letter from the city council saying that this is something we would like to have here. The reason he wants this letter is that by doing so, he can get some grants for coming here because we are an underserved population. And we are a poverty level population with, you know, and helping him get some grants. So basically, he wrote a letter saying, would you please write me a letter that I can take to use for these grants? And so that's what the letter in the packet was about. I know it's kind of confusing when you're reading it.
I have a question, because maybe I misunderstood, but I was researching polyclinics, and a lot of the stuff that I found was actually mobile, like people come on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, but you're suggesting he actually is willing to get a grant for an actual facility?
He wants to, yes, he wants to have an actual facility. He's actually looking at a piece of property here in town that already has a building on it, that he's thinking about buying and using it to bring his oral surgeon staff, a doctor and a pharmacy to.
Can he prove that he's a certified licensed dentist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we won't be part of the grant.
Okay.
No, he just wants a letter from us saying that this is in our underserved community and we can use this type of business. And if he has that, then he can take it and use that letter when he's applying for the grants.
Okay,
He
got
will apply on his own, not us.
Okay, for some reason I thought, the letter was, he was asking us for a grant, or asking the city for a grant.
No, he's
There's
asking
really no action or anything for us to take.
a
I was
letter
just questioning.
for us to write a letter.
Well, it's not on the agenda like an action item, so they can't really take an action, but. Be nice if you explain that.
Better.
I mean, we can zoom him in like we've done with.
Yeah, I don't have direct contact with him. I've only gone through his middleman. Tony, I can show you.
Is that the business partner?
Part, yeah.
I would think in order for this request to go much further, we need maybe him or maybe his business partner
Yeah,
to
they need
present
to make
something,
a presentation.
to present something to the council.
Okay, I can get them to do that. Put that on the next agenda.
Well, I mean, we.
Do we even have to?
Yeah, I am asking that. I'm curious about that one,
I
so.
don't know exactly who he's even asking the letter to go to.
Wants the letter, that he can have in his hand when he's applying for grants. So there's not any direct person he's asking for. I know it was a little confusing for me
Can we
too.
put this in your hands for a little while to chew on or think about? Just, I mean,
From the sounds of it, he's just wanting a blanket letter stating that the city would benefit from those types of services there. And that we are an underserved community.
And that we
Yeah.
would welcome.
and I understand that, but if all you read this letter, and I don't mean any disrespect whatsoever, I don't mean any disrespect whatsoever, but when I seen it, I'm not no well-educated man either, but it was at a 6th grade level at best.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I mean, it's scary to me for the city to give any vouching for that. And I don't mean disrespect by that. I'm just stating.
Oh, I understand
stating the
quite well,
obvious.
because I read the same way and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say if it's important to him, he can come and present it.
Or Zoom, I mean,
Or
either
Zoom.
way, or either way, but it would be nice for us to get a little bit more intimate
Yep.
interaction for somebody wanting the city to do something to allow them to get potentially, who knows, millions of dollars of grants.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
obviously
ask
the
for
city
that
would like to
problem.
support that, but this. It has the. It's like, it reads a little bit like when we receive those emails, it's like, Nigerian prince.
Over here.
I'm just saying.
It's when I talked to Tony, that was exactly the words I used.
Okay, so I think we can move on. I mean, is that,
That's fine for me.
but thank you for being here and presenting. Thank you. All right, so that takes us to number 9. So this is discussion and or take action to approve or deny the following budget amendments. I don't know if you've all had time to look through these things and kind of line them up with the budget, and you probably, when you line them up with the budget, you probably realized why these are being asked for. We can go down through them if y'all want to. How do y'all want to go about it?
It was self-explanatory.
I want to ask about the building permits.
Say this again?
I'd like to ask about the building permits.
Okay.
Tell us about that number.
So when we did this, we shot really high, expecting 2 other entire subdivisions to annex in, which would have been about 200-300 homes. And the person who owns both subdivisions chose not to do that.
He chose to back out from annexation and has reduced the amount of homes. He's still building, but he's reduced the amount of homes he's gonna build.
And these are going to stay in the county.
Yeah.
We will still serve water to them and sewer? or
No, just water.
We'll still serve water to the area, but they won't annex.
What?
Right.
they just chose. I don't think they probably couldn't get all the surrounding property owners.
We had a meeting
agree.
actually today about it, and he's got 2 residents that under no circumstances will get on board. But I did inform him that the city can cut out around those 2 residents. And he didn't know that SRA would allow us as a city to decide whether or not they could have an aerobic system. We can. So we don't necessarily have to bring them sewer services.
Yeah.
So once he found that out, he decided that, well, he's going to continue with the process and continue to build. And then once it's completed, if the city would like to annex it in at that time. Yeah.
Relook at annexing.
Yes.
But we still won't have those building permits.
Right.
But then you'll have all the new property owners that have to agree.
Well, so what he's doing is, I guess he contacted the state about the voluntary HOA and how it works. And he's got some kind of deal to where if he can go around those 2 residents, then he would make it a mandatory HOA. So,
There's not another conversation to have with him before we vote on this?
well, we met again today because we were talking about infrastructure and what the city could do and what he was willing to do. We could schedule a meeting with him.
You realize that
But it's not going to
the
because.
problem is they should have broke ground in November.
Yeah, we're a year behind.
Okay.
October's around the
Yeah,
corner, but
we're
this
4,
year's over with.
we're 4 months away from,
Yes.
we're actually a month away from starting
So
our
we'll
budget
never see it
process.
we won't see it regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if we sat down with him and had a meeting, there's no way we would get that.
Now, if there's a conversation that's been able to be had between now and our next budget setting, and so
Yes.
that may be a good idea.
Okay.
Make sure you get that locked in somehow.
I think we should partner a couple more people, you know.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want this just to be off the table,
Well,
figure out any way we can.
He couldn't afford the sewer portion of it because, the state tells municipalities that we are no longer supposed to pay for any infrastructure on a new development.
Mhm.
It is on the developer to do it, and of course, they get incentives to do that. Well, he couldn't afford for us to run sewer to him. So that's why he originally backed out. But then he found out that the city could adopt it with an aerobic system with SRA's approval, and they gave their approval.
Why don't we do it? Could we do the agreement to reduce like tap fees?
We actually already did that. That's something we could talk about after the meeting.
There's already
So,
been
so
quite a bit.
why does he oppose the annexation?
He's not. He just, with putting in an aerobic system, he was under the impression that the city would never allow him to annex into the city. Because typically in the city limits, you're on city sewers. But because of where he's at and we don't have services available, he could still annex into the city if we allow them to have aerobic, which obviously I think we would.
Yeah, because his lots, they meet the requirement for a road.
I hate to see that.
They do. So that's what SRA told him is he had to take those quarter lots and turn them into half lots. So he replatted, combined, 2 lots into 1.
I hate to see that annexation slip by and let's not get those.
Well,
taxes.
today, after our meeting, he felt rejuvenated, if you would. He was like, oh, wow, well, I didn't know the city would accept us with aerobic systems.
But if I'm hearing correctly, he's a year behind breaking ground.
He
He
is.
can't afford what a builder should know going in on what it would cost to do sewage. And we've given him some sort of tax incentives, which he's declined on. So is this project even going to move forward?
It is. So he is a partner in the group that's called We Buy Ugly Houses.
Here.
And so they had a lot of success in Dallas and Garland and Mesquite, and they started branching out into our areas and started finding that things work a little bit different. So especially in lake communities where you got to deal with SRA. So I don't know, but we could schedule a meeting.
Yeah, because he's moved forward. He's buying houses.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Does that answer your building permits question?
It does. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions on these amendments?
If no questions, I make a motion, we approve the amendments.
I second that motion. Got some notes?
Leon Meyer,
Kevin Featherston,
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
motion made by Chris, seconded by me. All in favor?
Leon Meyer,
buddy?
Let's save that for the next month.
He's trying to get some in store. All right, so that takes us to number 10, old business, discussion and take action to approve or deny the second reading of ordinance number 322.06.11.2024. An ordinance amending chapter 10, section 1.A, 1.B, and 1.C, 1.E, 1.F, section 2A, 2, 3A, 2, and 8.2 and 2 of the code and ordinance of the city of West Tawakoni, Texas, to provide for new water sewer rates, water deposits, discontinuance of service, winter off fees, tap fees, road boards, insufficient fund check charge, and a category definition according to the billing fees. This providing for repeal of ordinance in conflict, providing a severability clause, providing an effective date. So everybody, this is the second reading of that ordinance. This was for the commercial. Right, this was for the commercial that got left out.
But it combined both of them together, so it's all one now instead of two separate ones.
Okay, I thought we talked about like this like 3 times now.
We have.
We have.
What am I missing?
We
Four times,
I
okay.
missed the entire page when I did the original.
Okay.
So I put that page in there and then I took the two where we had the inside and outside separated and we combined them
It's just getting
to
us
make it easier.
legit.
All right, got it.
Will
Making
this get us through with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll
hope
make
so.
a motion, we approve 10A.
A second.
Motion made by Leon, seconded by Jack. I got votes for those.
Leon Meyer.
Kevin Featherston.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
All right, all in favor. So we passed across the board. That takes us to 11, citizens input for non-agenda related items. Do we have any?
Yes.
Did you sign this?
Yes. I put it on the same sheet. There was an agenda item and then an
Maybe I should have read that. Go ahead.
So members of the city council, the absent mayor, and fellow citizens, we're here today not just as representatives and residents of our city, but as stewards of trust, the trust that every citizen has placed in us to work for the betterment of our community. I stand before you to address an issue that affects the very core of our city's governance, the need for effective collaboration between our mayor and the city council. It's evident that the synergy we aspire to achieve has been elusive, and this has impacted our ability to serve the best interests of our city. The challenges we face are not due to lack of dedication or competence, but rather the shortfall in unity and cooperation. There are situations I will not elaborate on in this forum, but that require everyone as leaders to fulfill their duties according to the oaths that they were swore upon. Those in each do not need to be reminded of that oath. Our city deserves a leadership that works together seamlessly and effectively. Furthermore, things at City Hall are still running behind, and I understand there's other circumstances, but many of the tasks are mandated by the state and can cause unnecessary costs for the city when not done on time. The hardworking personnel we do have are stretched thin, juggling multiple roles, and getting further behind. It is to question if there was a previous city manager, city admin, why that position is no longer being filled. And is this something the council should consider putting back in place? As we stand at this juncture, let us make a collective commitment to bridge the gaps in our collaboration, to fill the voids in our administration, and to renew our pledge to serve our city with the utmost integrity and efficiency. Additionally, I'd like to draw attention to the public works system, and I know they do their best, but our current approach to infrastructure maintenance, particularly in addressing the issues of potholes, I know that they've been out on Rabbit Cove lately trying to put in material into the potholes. Somehow or another, the big ones were left. The smaller ones were filled. We're doing it as asymptomatic of a reactive rather than proactive stance. We invest time, labor, and resources into temporary fixes that are quite literally washed away with the next rain. The cycle of short-term repairs is not only inefficient, but also a disservice to the community. The need of the hour is to revamp our public works policies to ensure the more effective use of our resources. This means investing in long-term solutions that can withstand the test of time and nature. It means embracing innovative materials and methods that may have a higher upfront cost, but will lead to lower maintenance costs and better resilience. By doing so, we will not only improve the quality of our roads and public spaces, but also demonstrate fiscal responsibility and foresight. It is our responsibility to ensure that the fruits of our labors today do not become the burdens of tomorrow. Let us commit to a vision of public works that embodies efficiency, durability, and sustainability. Together we should be forging a path forward where the mayor and council are not just co-administrators, but co-creators of the future that every citizen can look forward to with hope and pride. Thank you.
No other citizens input. I didn't have any other besides hers. So that's gonna take us to number 12.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I second your motion. All in favor?
Leon Myers.
Kevin Featherston,
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
made by Leon, seconded by me, all in favor.
Every time you say that.